So
Thanks. I'm sure it will be a big first step for me. But it's just one step for the WNBA. Thanks to all the great players like Cheryl Swoops, Lisa Leslie, Cynthia Cooper, the great Dawn Staley, and my basketball hero.
What's going on, world? Hoop fam. It's your boy John Liquid Dinner, bringing you the latest buzz from the WNBA All-Star Game Draft that's got the whole basketball world talking. You know the drill, 2 captains, a live draft, and a whole lot of drama.
I'm just going to, reflect back and appreciate everything we've been able to accomplish together.
what will you remember from this team?
I think,
But this year wasn't just about who got picked, it was about who didn't get picked by whom. And the internet is absolutely losing its mind. We're diving deep into Caitlin Clark's surprising all-star draft strategy, her loyalty to her Fever teammates, and the conspicuous absence of Angel Reese on her squad. Was this a calculated move, a subtle message, or simply a captain prioritizing team chemistry? Let's unpack the fireworks. The WNBA All-Star Game is shaping up to be an absolute spectacle.
hard work, a lot of ups and downs, but more than anything, just trying to soak it in.
I think one of the things we lose sometimes when we talk about you is this has taken a lot of really hard work.
Set for July 19th in Indianapolis, with a skills competition and three-point contest kicking off the festivities on July 18th. But before the players even hit the court, the real action unfolded on ESPN Tuesday night with a highly anticipated All-Star Draft. This year, the fan vote crowned 2 dynamic captains. The Indiana Fever's own sensation, Caitlin Clark, and the Minnesota Lynx veteran star, Napheesa Collier. With the first and second overall fan votes, respectively, they earned the right to draft their squads, playground style. Now, if you've been following women's basketball, you know the narrative surrounding Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. It's a rivalry that has transcended college hoops and followed them straight into the pros, drawing unprecedented attention to the WNBA. Last year, in a twist of fate, Clark and Reese actually found themselves on the same side as Team WNBA faced off against Team USA ahead of the Paris Olympics. Fans and media alike were buzzing about the possibility of seeing these 2 fierce competitors as teammates again. But this year, with Clark holding the reins as a captain and playing in her home arena, the Gainbridge Fieldhouse, things took a different turn. As the draft kicked off, the tension was palpable. Caitlin Clark, with the first overall pick among starters, wasted no time in showing where her loyalties lie. Her first pick? None other than her Indiana Fever counterpart, the dynamic forward Aaliyah Boston. This was a clear statement of team unity, signaling that Clark was building her all-star squad with familiar faces. It was a no-brainer, really. Why wouldn't a captain, especially one playing on her home court, want to share the all-star stage with her day one teammates? Collier, not to be outdone, made her first pick count, grabbing New York Liberty star Breanna Stewart. She even made sure to highlight their connection, a subtle nod to the unrivaled 3-on-3 league they co-founded this past offseason. It's all about those personal connections, folks. Clark continued to build a formidable squad, dipping into the talent pool from New York to NAB guard Sabrina Ionescu. She then went big, securing the 3-time league MVP Aya Wilson from the Las Vegas Aces and Phoenix Mercury forward Sada Sabali. This was a roster designed for dominance, packed with scoring prowess and championship pedigree. Meanwhile, Collier made a savvy move, scooping up Dallas Wings rookie Phenom Paige Buchers, the number 1 overall pick of this year's WNBA draft.
You're not patient.
All right, fire away.
Welcome back.
Appreciate it.
And you said that you're not patient. How hard have these 5 games been?
This came after Clark, ever the strategist, stated she wouldn't take Buchers with her final starter pick, explaining she already had 2 guards, including herself, in her starting 5. Collier's team was rounded out with Atlanta Dream guard Alicia Gray and Seattle Storm forward Nneka Agwumike, assembling a squad with a blend of veteran leadership and exciting young talent. Then came the reserves round, and this is where the plot thickened. Collier, having the first pick in this round, continued her loyalty theme, opting for fellow Lynx player Courtney Williams. And Clark? She followed suit, snatching her dynamic Fever backcourt partner Kelsey Mitchell, guaranteeing that the core of the Indiana Fever, including herself, Boston, and Mitchell, would be rocking the same uniforms in Indianapolis. It was a strategic, if unsurprising, move that cemented her commitment to her squad. But here's the moment everyone was waiting for, the one that's lighting up social media. After picking Skylar Diggins, Nafisa Collier drafted Angel Reese. And she didn't just pick her, she called her Mebounds. Now, if you're not in the know, Mebounds is an affectionate, yet originally mocking moniker that came from online trolls poking fun at Reese's relentless hustle to grab her own missed shots and put them back up for 2 points. But in a genius move, Reese embraced the term, trademarked it, and even launched a merchandise line, announcing that part of the proceeds would go to the Angel C. Reese Foundation to help fight against cyberbullying. So, Collier picking Reese and using that term? That's a power move, a nod to Reese's savvy, and a clear signal of respect. With Reese joining Collier's squad, Clark then continued to diversify her bench, taking Washington Mystics rookies Sonia Citron and Kiki Iriafin, showing she's got an eye on the future. Collier then grabbed Kelsey Plum from the Los Angeles Sparks and Ryan Howard from the Atlanta Dream. Rounding out the teams, Mercury forward Alyssa Thomas joined Collier, while Aces guard Jackie Young and forwards Kayla Thornton from the Golden State Valkyries and Gabby Williams from the Storm joined Clark's squad. The teams were set, and then came the possibility of trades. Clark, ever the straightforward one, didn't make any player trades. However, in a truly unexpected twist, she revealed that she and Collier had an agreement. If it were possible, they would trade coaches. As fate would have it, Minnesota Lynx head coach Cheryl Reeve was set to coach Clark's squad. But the WNBA, playing along with the drama, gave ESPN host Malika Andrews the thumbs up for the trade, meaning New York Liberty coach Sandy Brondello would now be coaching Team Clark. This move adds another layer of intrigue to the All-Star game, promising a unique coaching dynamic. So what does this all mean for the perceived rivalry between Clark and Reese? On the one hand, Clark opting to fill her team with fever teammates and not picking Reese when she had the chance might be interpreted by some as a subtle snub, fanning the flames of their on-court rivalry. After all, last year they were teammates in the All-Star game, and Reese herself once told reporters she'd love to be teammates with Clark, praising her as a great player and a great shooter and a great person and a great teammate. However, Clark herself has consistently downplayed the rivalry, calling it fabricated by the media. She's focused on the basketball, stating, "We're not best friends by any means, but we're very respectful of one another." She even pointed out, "When have I ever guarded her? And when has she guarded me?" This suggests that while there's fierce competition on the court, much of the beef is driven by external narratives. Angel Reese, on her part, has often embraced the villain role, stating she's willing to take the bad guy role and be that for my teammates if it helps generate more interest in women's basketball. Her Mebounds trademark is a perfect example of her flipping a negative narrative into a positive, profitable one. Ultimately, Clark's draft strategy seems less about avoiding Reese and more about building a cohesive unit and showing loyalty to her Indiana Fever family. It's a calculated, business-minded approach, much like the decision to highlight the unrivaled connection between Collier and Stewart. These players, while fierce competitors, are also savvy entrepreneurs, looking to maximize their brand and impact beyond the court. The All-Star Game will be a showcase of talent, camaraderie, and yes, perhaps a dash of that underlying competitive fire that makes Clark versus Reese matchups so compelling. Whether or not they're on the same team, their presence and the narrative surrounding them continues to elevate the WNBA to unprecedented heights. This draft, in its own way, simply added another chapter to the ongoing, fascinating story of these two extraordinary athletes. So, World Hoop fam, what do you think of Caitlin Clark's draft strategy? Was it a snub or a smart play for team chemistry? Did you want to see Clark and Reese on the same team again, or do you prefer the rivalry? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to World Hoop for all the raw, unfiltered news and analysis, and turn on all notifications so you never miss a beat. Click the video on your screen, and we'll see you in the next one.